that also, but also because it's so short and you already know what's going to happen. Most of the time, it doesn't really lend itself to that. I'll just say that. But I guess I'm not supposed to be bringing up new points, so Kurt doesn't whack out on me. I should stick to what we already said, right? Okay. What we also said is that, I hope we said this, inconsistency if the game is bad in the first place. If a developer puts out an episodic game and the game is bad, and they go back and they try to tweak it, what if the people who enjoyed the first game buy the second game expecting the same thing? They get something completely new because the developer went out of its way to make sure its game wasn't terrible again. You're betraying people who bought your game in the first place. And if they actually did enjoy that, they're going to be pretty upset, I would think. I would be upset if that happened to me. Also, what else did we say? With episodic games, you don't really know what you're going to get. The game could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes long, it could be an hour long. It's no real set of rules, but if you're buying a console AAA game, you pretty much are guaranteed a media experience, and if not, you can just take it back to the store and give me my $60 back if you do it in time, GameStop. But if you're downloading it, which is the main primary place where episodic games come from, downloading services, things like that, I'm pretty sure you can't return those. Don't know, somebody should enlighten me on that. So yeah, that's not too good there. Let's see, what else? Tom?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
You can quit right now.
I could?
Keep talking.
I should keep talking a little bit more. Oh yeah, the attention span thing. That was really good. I like that point myself. Reading 5 different game reviews? What? Who has time for that? Ain't nobody got time for that? Yeah. Okay, nobody saw that.
Just
All
take your
right.
seat.
No, keep talking.
Yeah, like I was saying, reading. He said what? The average attention span is 5 seconds. I think it was. Who has time for that? Nobody. Yeah. So if we had just one game, you don't have to read one review. Like I was saying, and then you wouldn't have. You could avoid that terrible game if it is terrible in the first place. That's all I gotta say. Done.
Thanks. Do they still have time left?
They have, yeah, you guys have.
You guys have one time. You have 3 minutes.
What's next is
The crystallization.
Yeah.
Yeah, just you guys.
So, yeah, we'll
Crystallize.
take our 3 minutes.
Okay. Cool.
Can you actually see their notes? Like now? I'm serious.
You're not saying anything else anyway.
But does that mean, does that refute the fact that we can actually see their notes?
I think I was going to see the notes dumb.
It could hurt them if they use it.
Yeah. Can we take your notes while you're talking?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So how's your day today?
It's cold outside. You're not judging, are you?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are? Okay. So how's your day today? You need a phone massage while you're just waiting? Or?
Hey. We're still waiting.
They were interrupting you, so you're not quite quite there while they were talking in the middle of your presentation, but I thought it was kind of
Rude, and they should get negative
Oh yeah,
points.
that's right. That was rude.
So you're approaching even. So like, you know, trying to cheat with the judges versus talking in a presentation, they're about even. So really you're just leveling the play. It's very nice.
Oh, really?
I appreciate it.
Oh, I wasn't trying to cheat. I was just making a conversation.
Yeah, come on. Steve,
I can't take pictures of the No, Steve, just sit down.
It's all on video.
They'll still sit there afterwards.
He's trying espionage.
Don't worry, Steve. I got individual pictures. Steve, I got individual pictures. I mean, from this.
There's nothing espionage. You guys are done.
I was trying to take pictures and document the debate.
He's trying to set them off.
With the judges
Flash in their eyes.
That was my evil plan first.
I still have that greatly true. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I spent 11 actual weeks today. The rat that I drew for it's pretty wonderful. I can bring it in next week. I always feel like I can draw better than I can actually draw. I don't know why.
You can draw better than you can
I
actually
feel
draw.
like it. When somebody's like, hey, can you draw a rat for me? Like what Tyler asked me to draw a rat. I'm like, sure, Tyler, here you go. And I'm like, oh no.
30 seconds. It's not really the same as being
I
able to
know.
draw.
I feel like I should just be able to.
At least you believe in yourself.
Shut up.
Piece of paper will you draw Kurt?
Draw Kurt. Yes.
Two squares.
Absolutely.
Like the Titanic drawing?
You guys excited for the art fight?
Yeah.
We're actually doing
Yeah, we're actually doing one. You got his wish.
All right, y'all ready?
It's more of a collaborative work.
No one told me.
Guys,
That's time.
it's time.
Guys, go on, Eugene.
Eugene, go.
Go.
How much time do they have, Kurt?
2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Why'd you already start it, Kurt?
Because their 3 minutes are over. Like 10 courtesy seconds.
Go ahead, Eugene.
Alright, on to crystallization. I'm just going to repeat a bunch of things for a while. Today's games are, well, the episodic games are similar to Hollywood films. They're like, if you don't like it, then you could just move on. For Walking Dead, even with the bugs, it still won Spike Video Game Awards Game of the Year. It costs less to make. Before the advertisement, from outside corporations trying to advertise their stuff in the game, it costs even less to make because they give money or royalty. I mean, the word for it down. I wish I had more time. Skipping. Half-Life 3, it's not the fault of the format, it is the bound. The fact they did not argue against the quality of The Walking Dead means they concede to it being an example of it working. Ergo, their consent, it debunks their argument. There. I'll be in your time. Go ahead.
Alright. Time for the judges' deliberations.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few
We're going to go deliberate.
Yeah.
Don't steal my iPad.
Just put it in his pocket.
Judges?
It's the Game Boy Pocket. I actually did want to shout Clay Fighter. Who texted me?
Clay Fighter.
Me? I just texted everyone that was on the podcast that has numbers the YouTube link
I could see that.
to the Play Fighter thing.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're my hero.
You just got it. Yeah.
I don't have my phone. It's over there.
I believe in all of you.
Sort
of.
Yeah.
I believe in the you that believes in me.
I thought the sound engineer was. What
He's in
link was
another
that?
state.
It was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, and I think it's actually like we segmented it. So like there's a link somewhere on the.
I told them that's not in my order.
I can. Oh no, it's on YouTube. It's in yeah, but I mean I can just right there. If you find it, I don't know if Chris put it up yet, but there's also the big website. But yeah, it's on the interweb somewhere. Can we put that by the microphone?
Yeah.
No, don't.
Clay Finals, Clay Finals.
Do it.
I want to hear the keyboard. I want to hear the keyboard solo.
Keyboard cap, rainbow.
This has got to be our episode theme song.
The crowd demanded it.
Should be the outro. Clay Finals.
I love the keyboard solo.
John, you could have just told me thank you in real life. We're right across from each other, dude.
Wait, you the one who went. Everyone except for the cheese.
They can always have my face in your phone.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna try to do that.
You know,
I wasn't expecting.
all your
your
was
argument
just
is
writing
gonna
a
use
letter.
more
Yeah,
cheese
that's
sticks.
basically
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Cheesecake.
Oh my God, you are.
All of them.
You
choose
the
two.
I choose shredded and
Such a good song.
All at once. I wish you could just
You can't
snatch all
do
the
that.
Pokeballs.
Pick one starter
Can
Pokemon.
you put that cheat code in?
What?
We all put that cheat code in, bro.
There's a cheat code for that?
Yes.
Cheaters.
There's no cheat code for that, Eugene.
I believed you.
I would get you. I was gonna go back over and go do that cheat code.
Really? I should have said.
Ringtone. Ringtone.
That, oh my god.
Oh my God, I would kill myself.
I want to,
I want to learn how to make a ringtone.
what does Kung
Oh,
Pao
let's
guy
get
say?
an iPhone.
I want that as my text tone.
Kung Pao?
Kung Pao, yeah. He's got the Mandark haircut and stuff, yeah.
And the butt teeth.
He like shuffles his one. Yeah, that's how he walks.
One time, Boogerman was like, yeah, take it.
Yeah. Their little speaking, fighting.
Eat it.
Their taunts are
Eat it.
hilarious.
What does Kung Pao say when he's under his block and he's traveling?
Poo poo platter.
How is this game approved?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Hurley.
It's better
Better
than
with a story.
Really?
Yes, it's so much better with a story.
What are you talking about? Kung Pao?
I did.
Oh.
On my left
Hey
hand.
guys, nobody, hey guys, internet meme.
I thought about telling
Hey
this
guys,
story just
internet
to,
meme.
Internet meme.
I don't know what that
be a
means.
jerk, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna be like.
Just to spite me.
He's right here.
Oh, Brian.
What was that thing you said? I couldn't open the tab.
I said you said it? Oh, wait, I
Probably accidentally come to the podcast.
Is it Play Fighter?
We had an interview today for our game on the podcast.
So I opened it up and I said,
You're really not gonna like what John said.
He said
Or what
his game,
anyone
sir.
said.
He said Clay Fighter.
He said that story flow is generic.
You said it.
He said it's a generic
I think we should
story.
stand. No, you said it. It was generic.
You know what? You're both Play
It doesn't
Fighters.
matter, I want to know where you put moving your iPad.
Alright, alright.
Order!
Still no gavel.
No.
Still no gavel.
Still no doubt. I missed it. Here.
Somebody send me a text message
Nobody
next time, I'll bring a gavel.
Oh, we're not having another one the rest of the year. So this is
Next year,
last
send me a text message, I'll grab the gavel.
Can't grab it from John.
Play Fighter.
Anyway, so it's in the locker now?
Let's go run and get it real quick. We'll wait.
Maybe, I don't know.
The moment's
I'm
gone.
actually not sure.
So yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
Should we announce the winner first? Let's give comments first.
We can comment.
Okay,
Faster than give up hope.
All right.
I think one missed opportunity on both ends was to kind of talk about the blur of the line between episodic gaming and DLC and stuff. You know, like Borderlands, for example. I don't know how many of you played it, but there was the whole game, and that stood by itself. But then there was the Zombie Island, Dr. Ned, whatever. You know, the DLC that were entirely separate stories. Are those episodes? Do they count? I don't know.
We should have worked, well, maybe that could have been in the title.
Perhaps, yeah.
Episodic games and.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
thought
then-
those were separate, so we just didn't.
Yeah,
but
we
you
didn't
thought about
want to
Assassin's
go
Creed and
outside,
stuff?
but it was to make it seem like we were talking about something irrelevant.
Fair enough, fair enough. And, you know, I also, I'm gonna steal some of your thunder and say that, perhaps you should have qualified,
No! That's my thunder!
perhaps you should have qualified to some degree. Like, I think your point would have been stronger if you had said, episodic gaming works really well for narrative-driven games.
Yeah.
That's a much stronger point than episodic gaming is always the best thing ever, always.
Yeah.
I actually did state that in my speech. And I did qualify,
If you look back at the teleprompter,
You said that it was good, and especially
I said
in
it was story driven.
I think you
right,
mean
but
what
you
I
never
said.
said it was not good for the other
And-
ones.
and to be
and
fair-
that wasn't really
to be fair-
reverberated.
Well, actually,
To be
hold on.
fair,
I said,
Abby, to be fair,
yeah, I said it was.
I know
overall-
you said it,
Yeah, and I said,
and then it was
not
gone.
for games like Call of Duty.
And then it
no
was-
offense, Andre and Eugene, but
So I'm
I
gonna
I didn't hear it again. And it should have been like the crutch of your argument, you know, I mean, it's a risk, being the affirmative team to qualify the statement that you're trying to defend. but it's really hard to defend that episodic games are always good. Because you can't make a SimCity episodic game, right?
You can't make a SimCity,
You can't make
apparently.
a SimCity, no. And, yeah, just remember in the future, if you ever participate in another debate, you don't have to go whole hog on everything. You can qualify, you guys can partially agree. Like, for example, you could agree that it's good for the medium but bad for the industry or vice versa, if it suits your purposes. So, just a point of reference.
You just wanted to take your thunder.
Something to consider, yeah.
Taking my thunder out, yes.
Steve, you said that episodic games, but they come out really glitchy because they don't spend too much time on it. Yeah, you want to talk about Skyrim?
What?
Yeah.
That proves my point.
No, I said that still happens in $60 games.
The point is that there are still $60 games that have major glitches that are just as big as the ones in Walking Dead.
That's what I was
Like
saying.
the Cougar Man from Red Dead Redemption.
Because I said when year-long games have glitches like that, why
I'll show you
wouldn't
later.
episodic
The
games
thing is
have
that
that?
when
I'll
it's
show you right now,
DLCs,
actually. I'll show you.
they sold out like rabbit. I mean, they don't sell out.
The point is
It's,
it's
sold
not an
out.
argument, a valid argument either way.
Okay.
Who's not a judge here?
Get out of here.
I like what he said.
When you talk about Fez using its
Stress.
fan base, after it took so long to turn out,
Yeah.
I mean that was a good one, but games like StarCraft and Guild Wars 2 and Borderlands, they got pushed back like 3 years, and everyone cried. But they just turned out pretty well still. Also, I don't know who said it, but you talked about Walking Dead only being good in episodic terms. I remember hearing Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain could have been an episodic game. But
Heavy Rain was awesome.
And then I would have killed myself.
It wasn't episodic,
it
was it?
wasn't. But it,
That
the
was
same
the
stuff.
point. Is
Oh, okay.
that Gigi thought she heard someone say that Walking Dead only works well as an episodic game. However, Heavy Rain is essentially the same kind of game, not delivered in an episodic format.
Okay.
and John, you said that people wouldn't want to.
John?
No, he's Steve.
Okay.
You said that people don't want to replay episodic games because they already know what's gonna happen. But
I'd love to play Walking Dead again.
I feel like the point of them is to like not do the same thing over again. You get like a different ending.
Not all of them are.
Also, you guys should talk about Assassin's Creed, how they came out with the disc, and then now the DLC is episodic.
Yeah,
I would have, but I haven't had time to play the infamy of George Washington yet.
It's fantastic.
I can't wait.
So, my bits. Thanks, Kurt.
You're the president, you can say it was your idea.
A main point of contention between the sides was that the schedule for episodic gaming is too rigorous to accommodate the unpredictability of game development. And your side said that because you were dealing with less content, it's less content to worry about between episodes. But one of the articles that I did send you guys as reference was specifically about how after like a year of trying to do episodic gaming that way, where you make them in between each episode, they realized it's impractical. So they produced them ahead of time, obviously finishing 1 through like 3 first, and then worrying about getting the finishing touches on 4 and 5, and releasing it as episodic content instead of releasing it all together as a game. So I would have liked to hear like your what implications that you saw from a consumer standpoint about, what does that mean when people are making games, and why does it make sense to release them as episodic entries rather than one big disc or something like that? So I would have liked to have seen that, but I think both sides presented very reasonable arguments, given that you both held pretty close to the statements you were defending or attacking. So it was a really great job from both teams. Andre, stay away from personal attacks, man.
I'm sorry, when did I do that?
But it's not I shouldn't say personal attacks, but
Saying things to shut
I
up.
know that your personality is bombastic and you want to get your point out there. And it's a kind of a balance between those when you're questioning them.
Also, questioners, good job cutting each other off.
Yeah, that was.
Just
You are
thought,
supposed
what
to do that.
goes around.
No, I thought you said. I thought they were allowed to do
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah.
No.
Totally
I was-
genuinely.
I was
It
wasn't
was
being
very
sarcastic.
professional.
It was,
Good job.
it was, you were using the rules of the debate. Good job.
We couldn't see each other's notes though? What's up with that?
You could, I don't know why you didn't. You could have looked at each
No, you
other's
can't. I made an executive decision.
Oh, really, Kurt?
They were
You're
done
not the
already.
executive, he is.
They were done. I'm part of the executive department. They're done.
I mean, in the rules that we sent out to them, it did say they could look at each other's notes.
Okay,
So
well,
now you're hurting.
You could have heard that.
Well, yeah, last time I did this, you said we weren't gonna do that anymore. Anyway,
there's some confusion
It would be
about
long
that.
and confusing, you wouldn't have understood.
anyway, so Kurt, you want to announce the decision as proctor of the debate?
Spectacular job by both sides, really. Another round of applause.
And now the announcement. You can get.
And-
Every
Alright, negative team, you win. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Oh,
guys.
that's a two.
Take pictures now?
Yeah.
Okay.
As much as I didn't want to have the opportunity to go to the game. Throw a table Joe, I could.
Did you know, see, I break cameras. It's just my face. They just like, it's implode.
Scan all.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I haven't done that.
They see my face and explode.
Okay. I was about to be like.
All right, everyone. So we have half an hour left of meeting time, and at this point in the meeting, we're going to put all of our new officers to action, and we're going to lead a bit of a little forum about what you guys want to see in the club next year.
I want to just
Please be an officer and not the winner of the debate right now. So, so could I have all the new officers up here on the stage, including the potential officers, including the potential officers. John Steve Renee, you're here as well.
Just be ready to snatch the glory when it comes.
Okay.
Is this everyone? I feel like I'm missing someone. Gigi, yeah, that's you.
I count?
Yes, your future officer.
She'll be the secretary next year too.
Is this everyone?
Yeah.
Here, let's move these tables.
We're just we're missing Greg right now. That's the only thing. Why? John, just leave the table where it is.
But I wanted to line up chairs.
Sucker.
We can all sit around the tables. All right. So if anyone has any ideas for workshops, events, or anything that you'd like to pitch right now, please. We want your ideas. We want your input, and we want you to have some value in this club specifically that you hold here. So does anyone have any ideas for events or anything for next year? Andre?
Yep. Do I have to come up or can I do it?
You know what? I want you to come up. I want you to come up and speak.
Okay.
All right? So we'll get the next person lined up. Eugene, I saw your hand going up. So officers can wait until the general body gets to have their voice thoroughly heard. Thank you, John Steve. So Eugene, as soon as Andre is done, go ahead.
Oh, here you go.
So a big thing right now in gaming is a push towards social interaction, sharing the experience. We see it in the PS4 with the share button. We see it with people using Twitch TV a lot. We see it with Miiverse becoming a thing on Wii U. And, I think we should start having people play a game and then record it and have an archive of it. And by doing that, we can serve a few purposes. One, we can get the name of this organization out there. Two, we could have some more content coming out, because as of right now, the only thing that's going out is the podcast, and I don't know how many people have heard it. It's not on iTunes yet, but if we got more stuff going out and actually, just got the name out there alone, people would be like, what's going on here? They'll come check it out, kind of see what we're about, and then we could also have it as useful, so people could pick whatever they want. It doesn't have to be something recent, and they could point out something about it, or just make it for the sake of entertainment value, so long as it gets somebody interested to come check out the site. It's more about branching out to the people and, you know, tell them what we're about, or at least get them interested to see what we're about. And I know a lot of y'all would love to kind of do that. I mean, let's try a quick survey. Hands up, who'd be interested in actually doing that?
Can you repeat the idea again? Just
I have a
question.
So, can we ask some
wanna-
questions first? Before we-
Sure, but John doesn't know. We're basically doing Let's Plays.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So these are like just walkthroughs, or not walkthroughs per se, but like just video of people playing the game rather than like a review or something?
It could be that. Just, all right, how about we make it broader? Video content.
Well, okay, first thing, I want to address that. We also have like our meetings up on YouTube. So the
Yeah.
podcast is awesome, but it's not the only thing we have out there. And we also have our websites and everything. So we're somewhat visible. And secondly, I want to pose a question to you that you pose to everyone else. How will that eliminate the stigma of us just being people who play games?
Because the content would not be intended for those people to disprove it. And what we would be disproving is our conduct in the video. So instead of us being like those other idiots on YouTube that are saying sexist remarks, racial epithets, all that sort of stuff, we would actually either be trying to have some entertainment that would not offend anyone, or have a thoughtful look at the game and actually be like, you know, I found this really interesting, or this is something I haven't seen done enough in a lot of games, and this is where I want to kind of want to base some of my ideas off of. So if those people were to view the content, they would see that this isn't just people, you know, talking about, oh, that sick headshot 420 or anything stupid like that. It actually be people looking and discussing it thoughtfully, or perhaps just having it for entertainment's sake.
It sounds great, it just doesn't sound like what the club is about. And I think if it was just like maybe a live stream of us or something like that during one of our
It
game
could be that.
jams,
It's just video content.
or like our just coverage of bigs or something like that, I think that would be better suited towards what the club's about.
August has a question.
One of the things that I think I understand what you're saying, and I'm pretty sure I am, but are you trying to say, because I don't think that they get what you're saying, is that you're trying to do more of an ego raptor kind of thing, where you will examine a game and record game footage like you did with Mega Man,
Yeah.
and then make actual comments about the game design?
Yeah.
Because if that is, then it does have something to do with what the club's about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like the idea, and I'd like to, if people are interested in participating in it, I would be cool with moving forward with it, especially since one of the new tracks that they're implementing in the SDE program is game journalism, and that may be a good outlet. Yeah. That may be a good outlet for,
I'm just very taken back by that.
sure, game journalism, and it also encompasses like narrative development and stuff. Writing for games, that's pretty much what it is. It's half journalism, half script writing. Anyway, I think it might have a niche that would suit the club, so.
We'll take it one step further. I think maybe we could even utilize the Big's playtesting as like sort of like a pilot for that. So record the playtesting sessions and have, you know, other members comment on the design, you know, provide their thoughtful and professional feedback on what they like about the design, what they think could be improved. So that way, rather than looking at games that have already been produced by companies, we're actually looking at each other's work and providing some feedback.
Yeah, it doesn't have to strictly be mainstream stuff. It could be, like I said, you know, you could go back to the NES, you could go to the Gizmondo, whatever. As long as you have a reason for showing it to people, it's within the interest of what you're trying to pitch.
All right, so does anyone else have any questions for this idea right now? So who would be interested in moving forward with something like this, some sort of video-based content?
Terry, what's wrong with it?
Well, these guys are going to be alumni, so.
We might have alumni on it, we don't know.
I have a question. Who's the intended audience? Are we trying to reach out to the school? Are we trying to reach out to the internet? And if so, how are we going to reach that audience? Because there could be scene and kind of get hooked into it?
So right now, if you look at what Let's Plays are doing, with very few exceptions, they're mostly going for one market, and that's the people that like to see